Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Headlines with Amr. It is a pleasure to be back on the air. Now, today is Friday, November 14th, and we are getting started with the folks who brought you lines like basket of deplorables and hits like the 1994 crime bill. That's right, establishment Democrats who had a huge night on November 4th in the election, many of them scoring victories in what looked like both a repudiation of the Trump agenda and a mandate to keep going with their shutdown strategy, holding the Trump administration to account and saying, we are not going to agree on a budget until you guarantee the extension of Affordable Care Act subsidies, basically healthcare for people who would face very high costs. Now, it looks like people were down with that. So what did they do with this victory? Well, 8 of them decided to capitalize on it by jumping ship and making an agreement to go ahead and fund the government and to get to the Affordable Care Act thing later. We'll get to it, right? You guys gave me your word. We're going to talk about this at some point next month, right? So, yeah. And to put this in perspective, I want you, the viewer, I want you to imagine that you're married. You are married to a total and complete piece of shit. This person has been cheating on you multiple times a day, every day, for years, and they've stolen your money. They stole all your money. You have no money, okay? And your strategy has been to understand where they're coming from, try and meet them where they are, try to talk to them more, have a conversation. Maybe they'll come to understand. And as a result, they want full custody of your child. And you're like, you know what? I'm done with this. Okay, I'm going to court. I want full custody. We're getting a divorce. And the court likes you. The court says, yeah, this person's pretty decent. This other guy sucks. And they rule in your favor. They give you full custody. But you turn around, you take that mandate and you say, let's do joint custody, actually. And why don't we address the whole you stealing all of my money and cheating on me all the fucking time thing with maybe a therapy appointment at some point in the future? All right, let's get this thing going again, right? Guys! Now, people look at stuff like this and they've looked at things that the Democratic Party have done for the past few years and they say, what's wrong with them? They keep saying they want inspirational leadership and they want to challenge things and make change. And then when someone comes along and does that or something like that's happening, they back off. That's the wrong way of thinking about these people. These are folks who, please look this up. They take money from APAC, the fossil fuels industry, huge weapons manufacturers, big tech, Wall Street. That's just how it is. They take money from these people. So why? Why would we expect them to embrace people and policies and things that go against those interests, those moneyed interests? So, we saw this. Like, they can't do both. They can't serve these interests while also making change. Any change they make would be surface level. That's why everyone's so fucking pissed off at them right now. And that's why they could not embrace someone like Zohran Mamdani. It's because it's the same reason the New York Times, part of the Democratic establishment, ran an editorial that said Zohran Mamdani's not the face of the Democratic Party. This guy is. Josh Shapiro, who actually was a volunteer in the Israeli army. Or they also ran an article that said, did feminism ruin the workplace? Like, they don't care. They can't care. They're not allowed to care. They owe these people money. They owe these people decisions because those people have given them money. That's why in the New York City mayoral race, you saw a storied name in the Democratic establishment. Cuomo lost the Democratic primary, ran as an independent, allied with Donald Trump and a lot of these industries and actors that we're talking about. Trump, Bloomberg, Bill Ackman, the Tisch family, they were all on the same team working against Zohran because the Democratic establishment, the math doesn't math. They can't support someone like this. So the question is not, oh, don't they understand? They do understand. They would rather lose elections than lose these donors. It's a sinking ship and they're not getting off. So maybe we should. Now that's it for this week. I thank you all for watching. I hope everyone just has the best weekend ever, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.